This is not my lengthy speech. This is a list of political prisoners in Kazakhstan, of human rights defenders persecuted for political reasons. There are hundreds of names. This list is much longer today after the crackdown on the peaceful demonstrations that have recently taken place in Kazakhstan. People in over 60 places, 60 cities, went to the streets, first because of price increase, but it quickly developed into protests against the cruel regime in Kazakhstan. Hundreds were killed, thousands are imprisoned, many tortured. And why? Because they struggle for the same values and for the same freedoms which unite most of us in this House and in the European Union. How is it possible that we sign the Enhanced Partnership and Cooperation Agreement, but we hardly react when basic human rights are being most brutally trampled? Where is any activity from the European External Action Service? I see, Commissioner, that you overtake now all functions in the European Commission. Our mailboxes are flooded by fake news and propaganda coming from official Kazakh authorities, but we in this House get 2 hours to prepare a resolution on those horrible events, and this resolution should not exceed 5 pages. How to describe we wanted in this resolution to describe the horrible situation of the citizens in Kazakhstan and demand sanctions against the Kazakh authorities. Despite the fact that the resolution is too short, doesn't describe thoroughly the situation because of lack of time and place, which is a shame, in fact, I must ask you all, and I'm finishing, I want to ask you all to vote for this resolution, call out for personal sanctions against those who are responsible for the crimes committed on the people of Kazakhstan. Thank you.
President, colleagues, many things are still unclear in events of this month in Kazakhstan, yet one thing is deadly clear. The enormous use of force by many parties actually to those events. Let me quote one document that is available on the web page of CSTO, the organization led by Kremlin, by Vladimir Putin, the meeting of leaders on 10th of July, and his words that he was not willing to allow further colorful revolutions in the region. That means that so-called stabilizing intervention that we had there by CSTO forces were rather resembling events that we knew from Hungary, Czechoslovakia of communist time, then current peaceful operations to stabilize situation. Thank you.
For decades, repression and persecution have been pervasive in Kazakhstan. It is therefore welcome that since taking power, the Tokayev government has announced democratic reforms. Yet we need to see the implementation of these reforms. Now, the internal situation in Kazakhstan remains complex, and we need to understand what happened exactly when the peaceful demonstrations turned violent. What kind of elements were involved? Were they organized? Were they instigated by somewhere? So, above all, we need an independent international investigation into those events. Truth about who caused the escalation and the ensuing violence and loss of life must be found out, and the perpetrators must be punished when they exceed normal dealing with demonstrations. The kleptocrats, who by any means try to cling to power, should face tough measures. Let us be firm in recovering the assets which have been stolen by the elites. Let's ensure that we contribute to the fact that they face justice for crimes against their own people. Those who are on the side of the reforms in Kazakhstan need to be identified, and they critically deserve our support. Colleagues, there's a lot that can be done by the EU to support democracy and rule of law in Kazakhstan. Together with the OSCE, with the UN Human Rights Council, the EU must ensure that these independent investigations will be carried out. All allegations of torture and ill treatment in detention must be thoroughly investigated, and civil society and free media must be supported in their work. Thank you very much.